Hello, guys. Um, I want to welcome you guys to the live stream of the first half of this basketball game featuring the Kentucky Wildcats and that team down south, the Tennessee Volunteers. Game hasn't started yet. We're waiting for this Duke and North Carolina game. A really good game so far to end first. Let's do a little bit of reaction to the end here. North Carolina, Duke. We got free throws for North Carolina. They made one. All right, now they're up 90-87. Now we got another free throw. It's a three-point game right now. Made that one. Now it's a 4-point game.
So that is the sixth foul. But that's the reason, Dan, that I wouldn't have wanted to foul there, just because it's putting it into the official's hands. Now, the NBA, they see these things all the time. You know, if Goldwire's able to get in a shooting motion, you don't get the foul off right away when you want to. Roach.
All right, UNC's going to win. UNC has won the game. Final score for this Duke-Carolina game, North Carolina 91, Duke 87. Duke's going to fall to 7-7 on the season, 5-5. Looking very likely they'll miss the tournament, and North Carolina looking like they'll be back in the tournament. Definitely, this is a much-needed win for the Tar Heels. Now let's get to our game. I already just saw Tennessee has scored first. It is 2-2. Oh, it's 2-2 now. It is 2-2 now. That was a like. Steal here. Tied at 6 again. Tied again. 6. Oh, John Fulkerson. That's the kid who it was just him who beat us last year. You guys remember that game last year where it was at Rupp where we got up 17 and blew it. We choked it. And you know who mainly did it? It was Fulkerson. But because we couldn't stop Fulkerson. Like that kid was a beast in that game. All right, BJ Boston. All right, made a first free throw, and we take our first lead of the game. At least we've actually have a lead now. Like we didn't lead once in our last game. All right, made the other one, so we have a 2-point lead now. Not off to a great start rebounding. They've already had multiple second chance points already. We got to pick up our rebounding if we want to win this game. Because that's something Tennessee's strong at, is rebounding. We got to pick up our rebounding if we want to win this game. All right. All right, we're back to the game here.
ESPN. The shows that Nick finds out. Saturday showcase already showcasing foul trouble for the Tennessee Vols. The shows that Nick finds out. And Nick, it'll be interesting to see how Rick Barnes, who is really another coach since he arrived at Tennessee, that's given Kentucky all that they can handle, now handles this early foul trouble to the thing. To the point where Rick Barnes ordered two coaches as the NFL calendar head-to-head. He's up 7-5. Twice last week. He's been 4 times down in Knoxville. Looking at once on a neutral SEC tournament rather than national.
We did. That was a couple years ago. Come on. That's an air ball. How do you air ball that? That How do you airball that? That was like a. Once again, we can't buy a rebound. What's the deal with that? We already are off to a bad start on the rebounding game. Are you kidding me? See? He had 3 chances. 3 chances. And you can't come up with a rebound. You can't win the game if you're not rebounding the ball. Oh, that one bounced right out. There we get a rebound, and we turn it right back. Well, but we get fouled. Well, we got fouled, but we almost gave it right back to him. We got to pick up the rebounding if we want to win the game. You can't win the game if you keep giving them multiple chances. All right, Sarr shooting 3 free throws. There we go. He makes the first. He makes the second one, and we're tied again. All right, particularly back. Great shot by Brooks.
Kansas, they will take on Kansas. So I think it's Kansas strong as well. You talked about lumping Kansas in with Kentucky, with Duke, with Michigan State, some of the real blood programs in college basketball that might not be in the NCAA tournament.
Just an off year for the Blue Bloods. Just wait. Next year will be Blue Blood year. Next year the Blue Bloods will dominate again. Just wait. Plus, the Blue Bloods are the ones who do big with the one and done thing. The one and done is not working this year, especially since they didn't have a normal off season with the recruiting thing. All right, first free throws made. Lead is up to 3. Weird. We have 8 free throws already, and Tennessee has 0. Are they really talking about Calipari being fired? That's not happening. They're not going to fire Calipari. That is one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. Firing Calipari? Pigs will likely fly tomorrow. Pigs are more likely to fly tomorrow than Calipari getting fired. Mm-hmm. That was a stupid shot. This is a big rivalry. I'm not surprised they're kind of scuffling at each other. This is a rivalry. There's hatred between these two programs. What? Knoxville upgrading Rupp? Guys, Tennessee does not own Kentucky in basketball. That is just, like, people like to say they do, but it's wrong. Look at the series history. Look at the series history. Look at the record. Kentucky, like, leads the series by, like, 80. Okay? Yes, Rick Barnes does have more wins over Calipari. That's the only valid argument is Rick Barnes having the edge over Calipari. But remember, Rick Barnes was not always at Tennessee. He was at Texas as well. People like to say that they own basketball. They don't. It's just wrong. It's just not true. They may have more wins over us than any program, but that's because they're the program we played more than others. So any talk that Tennessee owns Kentucky in basketball is wrong. It's just Tennessee fans saying that. The only way they'll own us is if they win 80 straight. They win today. This is only their second in a row over us. And plus, we get them one more time this year. And if they win that one, that's 3 in a row. That's like a that. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh. It really did that. Wonder how much flack he got for that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's because I'm looking at the thing, they say most of any opponent, but that's because we've played Tennessee. I think they're the team we've played the most in our history because we always get them twice a year. He's talking about that game. I like to forget about that game. That was embarrassing. That game where we were up 17 and blew it. That was just embarrassing. I remember just absolutely. I was livid. Mm. What was even more embarrassing about that loss last year was it was senior day. It's always like for the worst games to lose are on homecoming or senior day, like football or basketball. Losing your game on like homecoming or senior day is always embarrassing, especially if it's against like a team you're supposed to beat. Like last year, Tennessee was terrible last year. They had no business in winning that game last year. I also remember a few years ago, we've had some great games in this series with Tennessee. Oh, what a 3-point shot. Was that I saw? That was Sarr. Sarr made a three again. Seems like he's fine with making threes. Yeah, a few years ago we were. Oh, Oh, another 3 by Askew. All right, we're How did you not make that layup? Oh. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and do like a little score recap from today. Little score recap. While we're on this commercial break here. Got score recap. First one is number 23 Kansas loses to 17th ranked West Virginia 79-91. And then North Carolina defeats Duke 91-87. Georgia barely gets past Vanderbilt 70-73. Current score is, we're getting close to the end of the game, but Michigan State's currently up 61-51 on Nebraska with just 36 seconds to go. So that's a win for Michigan State, a much needed win for them. And then we have Notre Dame up 14 on Georgia Tech, 44-30. We had Alabama lose a stunner to Missouri today, and well, they led by no. Bama actually trailed by 22 at one point, and they made a comeback and just fell short. There were a big defensive stand by Missouri led to Missouri winning the game, a huge block, but at heartbreaker Alabama, they felt like our game against Notre Dame where we were down 25 and our buzzer beat and our game-winning shot bounced out. Then we have Oklahoma beating Iowa State 79-72. Iowa State still has no conference wins in the Big 12. They're 2-11. They're terrible this year. Virginia Tech edging out Miami. That was a game that went to overtime. Miami shot a 3-pointer at the end to take the lead, and then Virginia Tech hits a buzzer beater to send it to overtime, and Virginia Tech wins the game in overtime. Now, Seton Hall beats UConn 80-73. Butler beats DePaul 68-58. NC State beats Boston College 81-65. Now we're back. All right. Those are our scores for today. some of our scores for today. Now let's get back to our game. Oh, hey, Mr. Hello. Oh, yeah, that was a good game. That was a good game. Yeah, beating Duke is always good for you guys. Kind of like beating Louisville and Tennessee are good for us, no matter what either of our records are. Well, Tennessee being number 11 in the country, if we win this one today, even though it won't probably mean anything because we're far out of the tournament, it would feel good to win the game today. But the game's currently tied at 29. Tennessee made 2 free throws. Yeah, that's weird. That Tennessee's 11 in the country and they're 5-4 in the conference. Well, that's because the latest because their loss this week came after the AP poll, so that's why they dropped. Oh, nice rebound. Oh, don't shoot the 3, please. Do not. Oh, play Arkansas on Tuesday. I don't know. I'm not like Arkansas has given us some good games, even if they're not that great. Even though they're not that great, they're better than us in the standings. But yeah. Oh yeah, only 8 miles apart. It's a lot like where I live in Cincinnati. There's this big rivalry between the two colleges in the Cincy area, University of Cincinnati and Xavier. They're only just a few miles apart down the street. It's a lot like that. My dad's actually been to North Carolina, and he actually was in Durham, and then saw Chapel Hill nearby. That they're very close. Oh, by the way, I have to move my things to get ready to shut off. Oh wait, it's on the whoa. I thought it was down there, but I brought my remote down. All right. That was a stupid shot. Mm. How do you miss that layup? I think we're playing pretty well right now. Definitely need to clean up some of those missed layups. I think, like, missed layups, those just drive me nuts. Definitely need to clean that up. And it seems like we've gotten better on the rebounding game. But we need to keep the energy going and close out a game. Like, it's only the first half, but I can already sense I don't want a repeat of last year where we're up 17 in the second half and we choke. And I don't want to, but I also don't want to like let loose in the second half and get blown out in the second half because it's a close game right now, but I don't want it to turn into a blowout. So we need to keep the foot on the gas this whole game for 40 minutes. This whole game, especially the last 4 minutes, which seems to be our problem all year. Like they're even like I've said in my video after the Missouri game, the announcers are actually started putting up statistics about the last 4 minutes and how poorly we are in the last 4 minutes with closing out a game. Even if we're up 20 with 4 minutes to go, I wouldn't feel comfortable with this team because that's just how it is.
You didn't spin it, did you? Ask me not to.
Switch to progressive and you can save hundreds. You know, like what the sign says.
The Chief halftime report is on the way. Coming up, we'll recap another down to the wire edition to North Carolina, plus a triple double, a double overtime game, and a buzzer beater in Auburn. Shown a lot to like about Kentucky so far. Yeah, the biggest one that jumps out to me has been they've limited their turnovers. Over the last 3 games, they've been averaging 16 turnovers per contest. Only 1 turnover so far here in the first half against Tennessee. You don't give away points, you give yourself a little bit more opportunity to try to find a way to manufacture points. Back to one on the deck.
That was way off. I can guarantee you once John Fulkerson comes back into this game in the second half, he's going to go off like he did last year. Because last year when he came in, he like dominated us. Like we couldn't stop him last year. Ugh. Tennessee fans calling Rupp Falke's arena. They just can't get over that game last year.
This kind of gets him back on what should be his normal timeline, but it has to be hard to be a freshman in Kentucky. And it's just different being a freshman in Kentucky than it might be being a freshman at any other program. I say his second foul. He falls off Olivier Sarr. Having said that, though, you're right, there still is such a constant white hot spotlight in everything that he does. And all of these freshmen that he brings up. You're right, there's no question. I've always heard that any of these places, the visiting team pretty much has to know they have to be about 10 points better than the home team because the crowd and its impact on the game is probably worth about 10 points.
Oh, please. Don't miss your free throws. All right, we are at the half. The current score is Kentucky 42, Tennessee 34. Pretty good first half. Let's keep the energy going and not have another last year. All right, I'm gonna log off this and I'll be back with the second half reaction. All right, we'll see you guys soon.